Bring solar and arc for the burn and the shields. The only necessary mods for this build are overload bow and anti-barrier auto rifle on the arms. I have radiant light on my boots, but the only thing it's giving me here is 20 strength. Other than that, double concussive dampener on your chest. I opted not to run any Warmind cell mods despite using a 7th Seraph Carbine because the point of these guides is for it to be a build that anyone with any amount of experience could throw together out of their vault and succeed with. Feel free to put some on, this one was rough. So, weapon choice. I also tried a Chroma Rush and a Chrysura Mellow, but 7th Seraph with that precision frame was the sweet spot between range and mag size that felt right against the barrier champions I used it against. You can get a 7th Seraph Carbine from Gunsmith Engrams at Banshee 44, and sometimes he's selling it. Right now is one of those times. For Wolftone draw, Dragonfly was helpful but not necessary. You get these randomly out of Umbral Engrams or from Wayfinder's Precision Engrams at the helm. For my heavy, I went with the new Ascendancy Rocket Launcher. This is the rank 16 reward for Strikes, Gambit, and the Crucible. If your experience is anything like mine was, you're going to spend all of 3 seconds in here before you realize it's going to be one of those. You're immediately greeted by this Overload champion like an anti-vaxxer on Facebook, and if you're going for Flawless, he can ruin your run before it even started. And this guy has moods. Sometimes he's just like, where did I put that delete key? Oh, here it is, you're dead. Yo, Bungo, which one of you thought it would be funny to put a teleporting champion in the spawn room? Then we have this clusterfuck. I take out the overload at the DJ station first, and this guy is the first instance in a series of instances in this lost sector where for once I found the game's aim assist working against me. If you kill too many of these minions, another wave with more snipers will come out of a door on the second floor in the back. We don't want that. If you intentionally leave the robots alive, aside from the enemies being covered by the barrier champion, it's enough to prevent it until you can deal with the champion. To deal with this barrier, try to land a stasis turret as close to it as you can. Give it a second to freeze everything. What's happening here is the turret exclusively freezes enemies. It picks a target, freezes it, and then aims at the next closest unfrozen target. The rocket breaks it out of stasis, and the turret says, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" This is that spawn point I was talking about. These dudes spam grenades like they're playing Modern Warfare 2, but I'd like to take a moment to be thankful for the fact that they have no blast radius. Interacting with this opens the door on the other side of the room, but the overload that comes out of it looks like he can't remember where he parked. I'd recommend taking out the group first so you can 1v1 the champion. Once you walk into this room, a wave of enemies with an overload is going to come out of the door behind this guy. Once they're gone, a second wave comes from the opposite door and comes with a barrier champion. Try to be ready on this spawn. If these bombers split up, you're not going to be able to take them all out at once. Make sure everything is reloaded and off cooldown before you kill this guy. Shit's about to get real. Let me pause this and explain what's about to happen here and why. This guy in the middle is the boss. He has the freedom to move around the entire room. However, once you get him below a certain threshold, he'll retreat back to the protection of the barrier servitors. But where he retreats to is the left side of the stage. So, if you can remove this servitor on the left from the equation, this one on the right no longer has a wide enough range of movement to keep him covered. Open it up with a stasis turret and give it a couple seconds to freeze things. Tag it with a rocket, use your super, melt the left servitor, and get out before your super ends. And that was the empty tank.